Welcome, gentlemen, boys, and girls, children above the age of 18. It is I, the one, the only, Roberto Negro. Roberto Negro Show. All right, lot to get to. We have Merry Christmas. A second night to dissect and talk about. We have the official show names. And that being for the LA 2023 shows that will go along with the season tickets, which we'll talk about. We're also going to hit up a few people and talk about, well, anything. Anything. And it's actually funny. Ruben, our Mexican liaison, I'm going to call him because I saw a post and I feel like if we, XPW, would have pulled this move, everybody would be shitting on us right now. Literally shitting on us. Well, more shitting than they normally do. But I think it would be a heavy flow of shit. A real heavy flow. So, these are the things. And then, of course, we're going to check in with the one, the only Body. We'll also possibly check in with a man by the name of Schlock. And then, of course, we'll round out the night by talking possibly talking about Miska Montana. All right. In no particular order, let's... Oh, okay, and the luggage conspiracy. How's that? Because I still haven't gotten my luggage. And I went to the airport today, and they told me to go fuck myself. And I'm supposed to go there at 9:30. $9:30. And the luggage is supposed to be arriving. Now, is there anything super important in the suitcases? Nah, not really. Well, there's a little bit of merch, because we actually sold the fuck out of everything that we brought. We have the television title. That's in the bag. And then, of course, there's some makeup. I think a few dildos. Maybe a fist that we call Mr. Fister. That's, and some cock rings. So we'll see. I'm going to have to go from the show to the airport and hopefully get the luggage. Anyways, let's start with a little phone call. Okay? Let's start with because listen, all of these people have no idea that we're calling them. So who knows if any of them will answer. But we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. So let's start with the head, and I mean the head of Mexican talent relations. And that's Ruben.
Hello?
El Senor Ruben.
What's up, man?
What are you doing, buddy?
Right here watching boxing on Fox Sports.
All right, you're live on the air. Don't say anything racist. Don't say anything transphobic.
Okay.
Don't say anything homophobic.
Okay.
And I think that covers all the bases.
So then there's really not much for us to talk about.
Well, here's
what's going on to El Senor Negro, then leader Rob Black, and the XPW Nation.
All right. So I seen this article, and I needed. So I haven't even talked about it on the show because I want you and me to actually talk about it live on the air. That way you can explain to the great fans of the XPW universe how I dodged a bullet, but I feel that if I had been in the exact same position, I would be getting a face full of diarrhea right now because everybody would be shitting on us for basically waiting until now to inform them of the news.
Okay. What article are you talking about and what news?
I read an article that said GCW's great talent catch, the AAA superstar El Viking. Am I saying his name right?
In English, you are El Viking.
Okay.
In Spanish, it's Hijo del Vikingo.
All right.
However, El Viking do.
Now, I read that El Viking will be wrestling for GCW, but the only people that are going to be able to see it is the people that are in the arena or in the Ukrainian banquet hall, because the rest of the world is not allowed to watch El Viking because AAA says he cannot be on TV or pay-per-view or anything of that nature. Ruben Zamora, is this fake news or is this the truth? Please tell us.
That is 100% true. I'll let you catch your breath.
On top of the crazy fee that El Viking is charging.
Yes. Well, it's not the Viking that's charging the fee. So the backstory is AAA for a lot of years has been trying to modernize the way they do business. They've had this bad stigma of being disorganized, and it's hard to book talent, and you talk to one head of the snake who's not talking to the other head of the snake who's not talking to the other head of the snake, and it's a clusterfuck. So in recent years, they've been trying to figure out how to modernize, mainstream everything from the way their TV looks to the live events to something as basic as booking their talent. So when Vikingo was able to get his visa, and yes, I don't care what credit anybody else wants to take, Mass Republic, we are the visas. Once we got him his visa, then AAA knew this was a perfect opportunity to kind of lock everything down and start putting these rules and requirements of how they want their bookings to go. So for Vikingo, everything came through the Lucha Libre agency, which is an agency that we had for a while. We had never kind of activated it. There was no need for it. But Vikingo came on board, AAA brought him on board, and they set the price. They set the price based on the percentage of taxes they have to pay in the U.S., taxes they would have to pay in Mexico, wire fees, and then whatever percentage AAA is getting as well. So they kind of reverse engineered it. We're going to give them this much, but then we got to add all these fees to it, kind of like when you buy a ticket for a concert and then Ticketmaster adds their fees. So that's why that price is high. It's not on the Vikingo side, it's on the AAA side. And one of the requirements that AAA put on there is he cannot be on any streaming, pay-per-view, anything like that. Well, we all know that everybody and their grandmother streams these days and throws their stuff up on Fight or whatever. So for a few promotions, that has become an issue. They decided to pass. GCW decided to say, we'll still do it. We just won't pass that match on live pay-per-view or whatever, Fight TV, wherever they're at. So it is true that if you want to see that match, you have to be there live and in person, which is great. Forces you to buy a ticket to the event. However, is that going to prevent Joe Schmo sitting in the first or second row to bust out his phone and go live on Instagram or Facebook, whatever? Probably not. But initially, he is not going to be on Fight TV or wherever GCW streams.
My question is this. Here's my question. They've been advertising El Viking for, 2 weeks now? 3 weeks maybe? Because I know it happened a week before. For sure it happened a week before our show, and Merry Christmas. So when did Brett Lauderdale know that he wasn't going to be able to broadcast El Viking on TV? And why did this just get put out today, 3 days before the show?
You asking me to throw somebody under the bus?
I don't know if I'm asking to throw someone to throw someone on the bus. I just find it interesting that this just came out today, and it's been a few weeks since El Viking has been booked, and I'm thankful that that I was steered away from El Viking, because I would be fucking. If it just came out today, I'd be pissed. And if it didn't come out today, I would have passed. I would have been like, I ain't fucking booking this motherfucker.
Yeah. So, most of the people that have Vikingo booked for dates in December, January, even the ones that are confirmed up until March, it goes to the Lucha Libre agency / Ruben Zamora. I handle all those bookings. Those came in at the end of November. So last week of November, when the inquiries started coming in, first thing we did is, hey, if you're interested, this is what AAA is requiring. So I know that some promotions that have direct contact with AAA wanted to talk to them, see if they can work something out. That might have been the case with them, that they were trying to work something out with AAA, and then finally it was not available. We tell people all the time, this is what AAA is requiring us to charge. These are the requirements that they need, as far as deposits, streaming, who he's going to wrestle. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. And for those that had an issue with the streaming, we're like, look, you're more than welcome to contact them direct. Talk to Dorian. If you can work something out with them, cool. So it might have been a case where they knew they could not stream, but they were hoping to try to negotiate some type of deal. And it wasn't until yesterday when they realized, okay, there's no deal to be made. So I can't say 100% sure that they were not doing that they purposely waited, to the end. Because I know there are some people that were trying to negotiate that, over the last several weeks. So that might have been the case with them. I don't know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the inner workings of lucha libre.
It's like, these are the rules, but if you have a better idea, we're willing to listen. Talk on the lucha libre.
I love to hear the inside scoops about lucha libre.
Did you already talk about who's the motherfucker that lost his flight?
Who? Ciclope?
Yeah.
Ciclope. I told Ciclope, I said I thought this was a conspiracy, a GCW plant conspiracy that basically was put in motion by Brett. After we've...
I told him that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, when he was like, I'm here at the airport, I said, listen, dude, I'm going to be upfront with you. Rob is asking me if I think that you're stalling because GCW told you not to make this date. I told him, I don't care who you work for, and Rob doesn't care who you work for. The point is, you have to make this date. So I don't care if you catch a flight tonight, midnight, 1 in the morning, tomorrow morning, you need to be at this date. So you got to remember, we all work together. The Visa group, promoters. So you don't want to burn this bridge. And he goes, no, there's nothing like that. I missed that. There was traffic. I said, I'm just letting you know, you have to be at this show. No way around it. So he ended up flying to Tijuana, got into Tijuana like at 4:30. Some friend picked him up. He slept for a couple hours, crossed the border, waited at a McDonald's for like 3 hours. Because the other half of the Mexican group, Damien, Psychosis, and Bestia, they were running late. But the point is, we got him there. But I brought that up to him. I said, listen, this is what the feeling is, that you might be bullshitting and stalling to not go because you're on the GCW show next week. I said, this is not the right time to do that. And these are not the right people to do that with. So whatever we have to do, we are getting you to the fucking show. So figure it out. And whatever it is, we are getting you there. Okay. But I did tell him, I said, fuck it. You got to be honest with these people, you know? We're not the people to play those games with.
You know, did Willie wind up getting in that car with them?
Yeah. I told Willie, these cars are for Mexicans. He's like, shut up, fool. Yeah, I didn't know that Willie had already talked to the driver previously and figured out he needed a ride from Tijuana to LA. So when I called him and I said, yo, I need to add one dude to your car, he's like, we're full. But they ended up working out. They ended up just using the big excursion, and everybody made it on board and made it to the show. But, you know, this is the kind of stuff that happens when you run a real promotion, real talent. You know, we're not just hiring the kids from the local gym here. You know? So,
and
everybody wants to be a promoter these days. Everybody wants to run shows. But, you know, when you're at this level, you got to be able to, you know, pivot, adapt, make changes, and make shit happen at the last minute. So,
and when you're the basically liaison of all the Mexican talent to all the American promotions, you got to be able to solve these types of issues. And, you know, whenever that phone, you know, whenever I get those WhatsApps and they're like, oh, this is going on, it's like, Ruben, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, you got to call. You got to call these fuckers, man. You got to, because
I know when you call me and it's not around this time that you're doing the show, I'm like, okay, something's fucked up.
Well, and it's like, because they want to go back and forth texting, but they don't, everything gets lost in translation. So when it's like, oh, can you, Ciclope is like, can you change my flight? It's like, dude, the fuck, can I change your flight? Like, well, no, okay, Ruben, call this motherfucker up. Because it's more than a text. It's like a conversation, and he don't speak good English.
No, come on. The guy hits himself with light tubes on the head and lets people do that to him.
No, but seriously, though. I mean, well, look.
We're rocket scientists here, are we?
Well, Schlack, he lets people hit him in the head with light tubes.
Is he a rocket scientist?
When he puts on those glasses, he is. Then he's a fucking genius.
Yeah. That's a good dude.
But they don't, it's like, and it's wild that they don't, they deal with American, the promotion so much, but yet they're just not real good.
You have to understand, a lot of these people did not have visas for the last few years, 3-4 years. And a lot of these kids are, early 20s. So if they weren't in the U.S. regularly coming over, on a visa where every weekend they're here, then there really wasn't a whole lot of opportunity to speak English and, learn the language. When you're wrestling 5-6 nights a week in, throughout Mexico, you're speaking Spanish. So there really hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity for these guys to come, which is part of the reason why, we wanted to help with the visas. It's just because there's just so many people that were stuck in Mexico with no visas, and they just haven't had the opportunity. I mean, if you look back to the first time you talked to the Dark to now, I'm sure she's improved and she's come a long way. Well, I know she's improved, but
well,
you didn't catch that one.
Yeah.
By the way, Kat put something, asked me some stuff. Did you read her stories?
Yeah, somebody asked her about Lou Dark's breasts.
Leave it to the wrestling fans. Yeah. But anyways, I'm sure she's improved just because, you're working with her regularly, you're always in contact with her, and she's coming over quite a bit now. So I think, the ones that take this seriously and, want to work in the U.S. more are going to make the effort to improve. And, it's just that a lot of these people were stuck in Mexico for the last several years, No one to speak English to down there.
Yeah, well, and Lou, but yeah, Lou is better, and we actually talk on the phone, but stuff still gets because for whatever reason, well, it's Mexico, so fucking the reception's always shit. I'm like, where are you? Everything kind of gets. What did you say? And then I could tell sometimes I'll say something that she doesn't understand, and sometimes she just goes, yeah, and I'm like, and I go, Lou, you don't know what I'm no, yeah, and I'm like, she don't fucking know. I'm like, nah, she don't understand.
That's funny. Yeah, no, but as I was saying, if you're out there doing this the right way, you just got to have people ready to go, pivot, make changes, adapt. And as long as everybody's there by showtime, regardless of how we got them there, then cool. And it seemed like the audience was happy, They were hot.
Yeah, I think so.
So
100%.
Happy with stuff coming next year. So, oh, by the way, as soon as you posted that picture, the poster with, or the ad, whatever you want to call it, with all the dates for next year, literally within 3 minutes, a luchador called me. Hey, man, I just saw they posted all those dates. Are you able to get me on those dates? Like, the fuck you talking about? Like, XPW just posted all their Pomona dates. I won't say who it is, Damien 666. I got this call right away. I'm like, bro. I said, I just saw Rob the other day, and I'll talk to him in about a week or two,
Well, it's funny. I thought you were going to say somebody else called you because your partner.
My partner, who, Carl?
No, your little Jewish partner.
Oh. He graduated UCLA, Gamma Cum Laude, whatever you call the fancy name for all the smart people.
Yeah, of course. Ruben, he was still in college when I plucked him out to work for me. He was still in college.
Oh, shit.
Remember, he was he was in his senior year.
Wow. Yeah, I was like, you graduated? Yeah, I was like, you graduated that fancy schmancy, like you sit on the stage, because when you're the smart ones, you sit on the stage, not in the audience with the regular dummies who are graduating. Yeah, he was like high honors. Isn't that amazing?
Well, he would come, so he would leave UCLA, like class, and then come and book Bukakis. and he hates when I talk about his dual life, because he likes to tell everybody he only did wrestling. And I'm like, you only did wrestling? What are you talking about? You booked Bukakis, bro.
He told me one time, well, it was either wrestling or law school. But now I know he's bullshitting me. It's either wrestling or Bukakis.
Yeah, he's Bukakis.
Law school, but now I know he's full of shit.
He's booking Bukakis, negotiating back then we still had VHS box covers, better pricing for Bukakis. I literally groomed him. You want to talk about the concept of grooming? I groomed him into being a business guy. He hadn't, here comes this 23-year-old kid walking in to, deal with men about box covers and prices. He's like, well, we need a better price on this box. We need it. This is coming right from Rob. This is coming right from him. This is what it is. Okay, sir.
Yeah, no, he's.
But he hit me.
He's legit, man.
And he goes, no sooner that I saw that, I was actually going to call you when you announced your dates to tell you should do a season pass, and then you posted that you're going to do a season pass. And I was like, yeah. I was like, great minds.
Mexican wouldn't have thought of that.
Think alike. Great Jewish and Italian minds.
Yes.
Think alike. All right, my Mexican friend.
Right.
We'll revisit this conversation tomorrow because we'll have to go into the Mishka, Montana conversation.
All right, cool. I'll make sure my phone is off for that one.
Oh, bullshit. You come on. You love it. You know you love it.
All I'm going to say is peace and love and happiness to everybody in the world during this holiday season.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Happy Bukaki to everybody.
Hey, when you next time you see Human Tornado, tell me he's a fucking jerk off.
You know what his response is going to be?
What?
It's just like some facial expression. Dude, that's how he communicates. Just like his eyebrows will go up.
All right.
I'll let him know.
All right.
Get in touch, man.
All right. I'll talk to you.
Dude.
All right. Bye. Peace out. All right, man. That is the great Mexican contact, the liaison, Ruben Zamora. But I saw that, and I was like, wow. And I get, listen, I didn't even know who the fuck he was. So when me and Ruben had talked, because I'll go over visas with Ruben. So I'll go, what visas do you got? Like, who do you rep? What are you doing? And he'll tell me, he'll go, I got this coming up. I got that coming up. Listen, I could have had Al Viking before Brett. I could have had him before anybody. So I said, well, what's coming up? And he goes, we're going to have El Viking. I go, who the fuck is that? He goes, oh, it's AAA's champion. He's a real big deal, blah, blah, blah. And I go, I don't know who the fuck he is. He goes, yeah, nobody in America, unless you're really, really, really into that, knows who the fuck he is. And I was like, so should I book him? I was like, he goes, nah. He goes, dude, the price is crazy. He goes, it's so much money, and there's so much baggage attached to that. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, dude. He goes, let GCW, or whoever else. He goes, trust me. He goes, no. And I go, all right. But now there are a few others. There are a few others that we are working on. I don't want to put it out there yet, but there are a few others that we'll be announcing shortly that will be joining us at the LA shows. But oh man, I also meant to talk to Ruben about the ring kids that did a great job. But anyways, we'll blast Ruben tomorrow and bust his balls when we talk about Ivan's girlfriend or fiance or ex-girl, whatever the fuck she is today. But anyways, it's Rob Black's Rob Black Show. When we come back, let's talk about the names and season passes. We'll get to it when we're back. It's Rob Black, the Rob Black Show. Don't go away. Oh, yeah. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Roberto Negro, the Roberto Negro Show. All right, so as some of you know, some of you don't know, some of you don't care. some of you care immensely. Some of you, well, are indifferent because you listen to us on the, I don't know, East Coast or maybe even in Texas. But you don't tell anybody you listen to us. You don't tell anybody that you're an XPW fan. You're a secret fan. We have lots of secret fans. They hate watch. They hate watch and hate listen. But guess what? Whether you hate watch and you hate listen, you're still listening and you're still watching. Whether you're doing it out of fucking hate so let's talk. Season Pass. All of these shows are labeled. All right? All the shows are labeled. Now, let me just throw this out there. Could this change? Possibly. And I only say that because, you know what? I'm going to go on record and say no. 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 They won't change unless something drastic happens. Like maybe The Rock comes to XPW or Ric Flair. I don't know. Maybe Ric Flair will come to XPW as a manager. And he just takes random bumps in matches. And we call the show Flair for the Extreme. I don't know. So, we are doing season tickets. And I had talked about this, ages ago. It was always something. It wasn't like, oh my God, I have the most creative, novel idea. Or somebody told me, 2 hours ago, and I went, oh my God. Holy Jesus. I mean, we talked about season tickets as it pertained to XPW TV and setting up a studio. But at the end of the day, we've never been in a position to put all the dates out there. So this year, we're still in this year, when we made the deal at the Derby Room, we did our first show, and then we booked up 3 or 4 more dates. And we never did anything after that because both of us weren't sure how we would feel. The Derby never had wrestling, or let me take that back, calm the fuck down. the Derby never had XPW. They've had midget wrestling. I think they had some like chicks oil wrestling, something like that. They've never had XPW. They've done boxing, obviously. So this relationship was something that both sides didn't know if we would want to continue. From his perspective, we completely fuck that place up every time we're there. It's better today, but our first show, there was no dressing rooms or a place that was specifically for a dressing room. So everybody got changed in a makeshift area that was really a room off of another room, and that room was where off-track betting took place. And then that room was off what looked like a giant auditorium where people sat and watched off-track betting. And you would go from that area through the bar restaurant out a little tunnel that we had to make with tarping and curtaining and shit like that. It was a fucking nightmare. Especially when people were bleeding. And the fucking blood would get tracked through this entire building. And the first night, or the first show, the wrestlers bled so much because it was the deathmatch tournament. The bathroom looked like a fucking murder scene. Literally, a murder scene. We didn't get done, as most of you know, who bitched and moaned about it, until like 2 in the morning. So that fairground sits next to residential neighborhoods. So here you are on a Saturday night trying to sleep, and you're hearing death metal music. You're hearing hundreds of crazy screaming motherfuckers. Nightmare. So, both of us had no idea moving forward. And on our end, the fact that we're with no traffic 50 minutes away from the fucking airport. An hour away from the valley. You know, Chatsworth. With traffic, you ain't getting there for an hour and a half. You basically drive through Pico Rivera. And it's 10 minutes past Pico. But as the shows went on, our relationship grew stronger. And I could give you countless pros, but only one con. And that being the distance. In a perfect world, would it be great to be at a venue in Hollywood or Los Angeles, sure. But you know and I know, there ain't a fucking venue in Hollywood or in Los Angeles that A, is going to let us do whatever the fuck we want to do. B, have parking for days. C, be less than, 10 grand? Like, seriously. Why do you think a lot of those places have to run shows on Sundays? Because that's the cheapest day. So when these clubs are housing these wrestling shows, whether it's the 1700 Club or the Vermont, or any of the other, Don Quixote, Sundays. They're not going to give up a fucking Saturday. They're not going to give up a Friday. Well, they will for about a $10,000 to $15,000 bar minimum. So they all run shit on Sundays. So when you put together the pros and cons, there's not a lot of cons. There's a lot of pros. So at this show, I sat down with B and I said, so, you want to give me dates for 2023? He said, do you want to come back? I said, let's fucking do it. He said, well, how many do you want? I said, let's do it for the full year. He said, okay. And listen, since that California show, what's been built has also been, well, you guys don't necessarily see it. Some of you do. I don't know how many listen to the goddamn show that go, because we do get a lot of fucking unauthorized people loitering in the back, which is going to end at the next show. But when we put the dates together, we got a trailer built in the back. So you guys don't see that. We got a trailer built in the back. So there's no more wandering through the bars. We have a trailer, and they're still building. So next year is going to be pretty badass. Next year is going to be pretty badass with the facility and things like that. Anyways, by having the dates, we're now able to offer season passes. No different than a football team. We know we're going to be. We know the dates. We know the times. We know the place. We know all of that. And a lot of the fans that buy the front row are regulars. So let's give the fans a little bit of discount. It's actually a 20% discount. Just throwing it out there if you do the fucking math. Give the fans that are diehards a 20% discount. And then throw in a couple little goodies. So, if you buy the season pass, which means whatever seat you purchase is the seat you will get for all 6 shows. And instead of buying a ticket for each show, hoping that you'll get the seat you want, you're guaranteed that seat because it goes through the system to every event. That's why I had to take, Jesus Christ, I don't know how many hours today. 3 hours to put these in the computer. I have to do that shit myself. So once I was putting that in the computer, we then had to create a season pass ticket that then gets linked to all of those events. Big pain in the cock. And what I mean by that is just a lot of, inputting. I'm the input man. All right? So, the question is, what do you get? What do you get? You get a meet and greet. Some of this stuff is the exact same shit you get when you buy your front row ticket. We didn't take anything away. We just added a few tiny goodies. Obviously, you get your meet and greet. Obviously, you get your event poster. You get your event t-shirt, which when you purchase said pass, or if you're just buying a ticket and you're saying, fuck it, I'm going to roll the dice for every show, and hopefully it doesn't sell out before I get my ticket, which is fine. I make more money. If nobody buys the season tickets, it's not going to hurt me. I make more money. If you guys buy every month or every other month, meet and greet, event poster, event t-shirt. Here's where the little goodies are. You'll get a special t-shirt that says you are part of the XPW Army. Remember the Black Army? Well, this is just the XPW Army. Obviously, you're getting the 20% discount. And then finally, you're getting your own steel chair that will have your name on it and your seat section. Now, once the show is over, the chair will be put away. Now, before you guys think you're going to get some fucking WWE padded, fucking, fucking artist gimmicked drawing, and you're getting a fucking steel chair with your goddamn name and seat number on the back. Okay? That's what you're getting. All right? So I don't want you thinking you're getting one of them, fancy-dancy artworked padded Hollywood-style chairs. Hank Abbott wants to know, can we get those chairs personalized? Yeah. If you guys want the chair to say Big Cock Brother, sure, we'll put Big Cock Brother on it. So that is what the season tickets will consist of. Now, if you're wondering what the shows are, let me explain. February 18th, XPW Wrestling presents Pleasures of the Flesh. And for one night only, we will be bringing back the Miss Extreme contest. Yes! The Miss Extreme contest, where you, the fans, will decide what girl is the hottest. We don't give a shit what she has to say. We don't give a shit if she knows world hunger issues. We don't care if she has a special talent. All we give a shit about is how fucking hot she is. More matches obviously will be announced as weeks continue to play out on TV. But just know, the first show of the new year is Pleasures of the Flesh. April 22nd. Yes, April 22nd, ladies and gentlemen, XPW Wrestling presents California 2. Yes, California 2. Can you say death match tournament? Oh, yeah. California 2, April 22nd. And then coming in hot, real hot, on June 24th, XPW Wrestling presents Problematic. Oh, yes. XPW is fucking problematic. And that is June 24th. And then coming in for a little summer heat, ladies and gentlemen, on August 26th, XPW Wrestling presents Genocide 2. 2 rings, 1 cage, 2 factions. Genocide 2. And then on October 28th, XPW Wrestling presents Halloween in Hell Thor. October 28th, Halloween in Hell Thor. And then rounding out and bringing you a bit of Christmas cheer. December 16th, Merry Christmas 2. Merry fucking Christmas. So, there are the events. And that is what you get with XPW season tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you get season tickets or you just buy all the tickets a la carte, come Friday, you will be able to purchase tickets for every one of these events. Every single fucking event will be for sale on Friday. So if you're somebody that says, I want to go to all the XPW shows, I want to be part of all the XPW shows, and I would love to get the season pass, but I can't. I just can't. I only want to purchase tickets for California 2. Well, you'll be able to. But ladies and gentlemen, if you go to every show and you are a diehard and you got a goddamn credit card that's got a couple dollars that haven't been spent, or somebody says, what do you want for Christmas? You say, XPW season tickets, motherfucker. That's what I want. Put that shit on your fucking credit card. And buy. And if you thought, listen, And I know we had some pretty wild times in this first year as XPW is back. But if you think that's all we got, you haven't seen anything yet. We've only just begun. Because trust me, we are going to blow some shit up. Just trust me on that. We were in talks to blow shit up this year. But the stars weren't aligned. And it wasn't that we couldn't make it happen. I didn't feel comfortable with little preparation we had. Being able to not make it look fucking stupid. Or not making it... Well, listen. We have a certain standard when it comes to exploding death matches. And so we need to be able to bring you a death match that you'll say, oh yeah, that was as good, if not better, than Supreme and Vic Grimes. Or Angel and Supreme. So, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to half-ass it. Because I would have hyped it up. And if it was less than stellar, we would have been just, it wouldn't have been good. And you know it. To Rob Black's The Rob Black Show. Ladies and gentlemen, just like I thought would happen, we are running low on time. Matter of fact, we are really running low on time. Let's take a quick break, and we'll burn through some shit when we come back. Don't go away.
Extreme Gifts. From pop culture gifts to adult fun. T-shirts, mugs, socks, fun, topical gifts for all ages. Then there's mature fun. Massage lotions, naughty games, toys, and lingerie. Extreme Gifts specializes in Delta 8 CBD, cartridges, edibles, vaporizers, and vaping liquids. The selection of glass products is amazing. From kratom, kava, flower, and so much more. Extreme Gifts. 1694 Penfield Road, next to the original Steve's Diner.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. All right. One of our wonderful, spectacular, juicy fans asked, can we get a match for New Jersey? Well, I gave you, if I recall yesterday, the announcement that Ludark Shaitan will be defending the XPW Women's Championship against Lindsay Snow. Now, if I didn't give that to you, I'm giving it to you now. Ludark Shaitan will be defending her XPW Women's title against Lindsay Snow. And she will show all of you Jersey folks what hardcore divas really are. Now, in a match featuring two men that met each other at the last Jersey show. But they had an unwanted guest. These two will go one-on-one. Imano. And that is the Body versus Sexy Eddie. Yes. The Body will face Sexy Eddie. One-on-one. Now, on the 20th, which is next week, I'm going to have news that could be huge as far as one of our champions defending their title. And let me tell you something. Let me just say this to anybody in the greater Jersey area that's listening. And you're still not sure what you want to do as far as what show you want to go to. Now, we've announced some heavy hitters. But if we announce this match, the earth could possibly shake in the greater New Jersey area. Trust me. Trust me. The earth could shake. And I could see, with the exception of diehards, like over-the-top diehards, they'll never miss people's show regardless of what's running against them. With the exception of them, I could literally see $20, $30 people, maybe 40 people that bought tickets. Leave those tickets and buy tickets for this show to watch this match if we can make it happen. And it's not a long shot of making it happen. We just can't confirm it right now. But it's in the works. They want to do it. The person they're facing wants to do it. But there's one outside factor that's involved. And once that person gives the seal of approval, this match is on. And trust me, it's been years since these two have squared off. And it is a holy shit match. So, we'll know next week. But until then, the Body versus Sexy Eddie. Ludark Shaitan will defend her title against Lindsay Snow. And Juicy. Yes. Juicy. Juventud Guerrero will be doing the Juice Bar. So, those of you in the Jersey area that haven't seen the Juicy One, well, you will see him now. You will see him now. And this isn't the fun, happy, Juicy. This is, well, fucking heel Juicy. Heel Juicy. That's what that was. Fucking heel Juicy. All right, listen. It's Rob Black Show. I know, we didn't get to the body. We didn't get to Schlack. But it's going to have to wait tomorrow. All right? It's going to have to wait. We got to go. I got to go pick up fucking luggage at the Rochester fucking airport. All right? I got to go pick up luggage at the Rochester airport. Then I got to get something to eat. Then I got to go home and deal with Martini. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Be good. Rob Black. Rob Black Show. Peace out.